You may pick to be in darkness, but you may pick to be the next moment in sunlight. And guess what? Because if you would observe how those eagles are flying, they always look down to the earth. This is the ultimate power. Remember, strong people help others. Hello everyone. So today in this session we will talk about a very interesting so-called tendency which we all light workers here tend to have during our process of spiritual evolution. And this is one of the main pitfalls which I think all of you can recognize. And the name of that pitfall is when you start clearly seeing things, you actually may go to the judgmental attitude. So you want to establish that so-called judgmental detox within yourself and cleanse out even one single small weed within you so that you would be able to go to that perception of steady shining towards others, steady shine of your clarity and service. Whenever we arise in this universe, we rise with our perception. Guess what? We are like those eagles. We start looking down to earth. We don't go and look to the sun. Because if you would observe how those eagles are flying, they always look down to the earth. So that's how it is meant to be. This is how it's wired here. We really must serve in the moment when we slightly rise with our perception above others. Otherwise, we immediately go into this judgmental attitude, and guess what? We crash. We go to that crashing mode. We crash everything within us. We crash everything outside of ours. And that fall is quite painful. So what I want to do with you today is a specific active meditation with tarot, using your beautiful tarot deck, whatever the deck you currently have, into your hands, and just use this tarot deck so that you would be able to direct and single focus your attention towards a specific symbolism of that card representing your rise and shining. And guess what? What is this card about? This card is actually the sun, right? So it is so obvious. When we start shining in this world, we become like those suns of our creation. And if you really look attentively at this card, what will you see here? The sun shines for everyone steadily, and all the masks of this universe are revealed for the sun. The sun is actually clear about everything. It doesn't have anything under its eyes, so-called, if we were represented as a living being, right, into this small card. It is actually crystal clear about everything. It sees everything clearly. It shines steadily towards everyone, whoever it is, a sinner or a sacred person, so-called. Everyone is sacred here, or maybe some kind of priest or priestess, whoever it is, it shines steadily and evenly towards everyone. One of the beautiful metaphors which I really love using here, let's say you are in the house, and when you are in the house, you can close the windows when it is daytime, and you can literally just close yourself from the sunlight and just be in the darkness or during all your day. The sun still shines outside of the house. It shines evenly towards everyone, and it's per your choice. You open the doors, you open your windows, you go to the sunlight, and you enjoy the sunlight in any moment, whichever the moment you pick. You may pick to be in darkness, but you may pick to be the next moment in sunlight. And guess what? The sun still shines to you with the same power, with the same empowerment light, with the same light as it was shining before towards everyone, right? So it is very important to contemplate this card from that perspective. And whenever we just start that active meditation, looking at the card and its symbolic representation each and every day, and affirming who we truly are, that we are sons of our creations, establishing that affirmative statement within ours, writing it down in our tarot journal or your personal journal or whatever the journal you use. Most important, you write down your affirmation, your affirmative statement, your declaration to the universe who you truly are. I am son of all sons, right? I am pure love and energy. coming through me, acting through me, and living through me now. So you use the affirmative statement which works for you, which literally shivers your creation. You may go to your journal, look at this card, contemplate it from that symbolic representation, from that lens of I am sun of all suns, I am center of all centers. You look at it and you continuously search for new representations of that sun shining evenly towards everything. And now guess what? When you walk out in the streets here in this world, you will start seeing so much more. You will start seeing so much more just because the colors become brighter for you now. Now, in my book for this deck, I created this deck, as I already noted to you before, very rich in symbolism, as you can see, so that you could train your attention. Your attention must be continuously trained here. This is the ultimate power. Once you are in attention, you are very, very attentive. You are in clarity, you are in balance, you are in the absolute of your creation. So I actually used this book not just to describe each and every card, but to put that empowerment statement into you. Because whenever we start something new into our life, we want to do it from the perspective of empowerment, of clarity. Let's say you just start walking as a child. You want to help a child. You don't want to put the child down. Remember, strong people help others. They don't put others down. Let's say you just start reading tarot, or you use this card and go to the classical representation of, let's say, in tarot decks for the Tower card or whatever. This is a positive so-called card, but let's say you go to the negative one and then you read something nasty there in the classical representation from the collective consciousness, which is actually the memorization of that card during all this time throughout the centuries. But what you want to do, you want to start reading the symbolism of the card through yourself, through your own intuition, through your heart, so that you would be able to perceive everything clearly. And you want to do the affirmative statement which works for you. Now, if you are blank with that statement, looking at this card, what you can do, you can go to the book, right, which is attached to this deck, and you can see what is the affirmation literally shown here for this specific card to help you in the process of affirming that specific quality of the sun within you, of the centeredness within you. So now what do we see here? I see magic in everything, as I myself am made of stars. Now, if it will not talk to you, you can create yours, your affirmation. I am center of all centers, or I am centeredness, or I am centered. Whatever works for you in the simplest way possible, okay? If you are more into this sophistication mindset level, then use just what I've done here. I love some sophisticated stuff, using metaphors. But again, maybe you are not. So use the language works for you for this specific card. Now, if you are not also in the tarot world, it's okay. I hope that this session helped you to actually contemplate even this message about centeredness. And I hope that all the metaphors which I gave you will serve you well throughout your day of creation. I would really ask you here to share your comments about how do you achieve actually your state of centeredness, and how, when you started this rise of your evolution, spiritual evolution here, how do you actually stay stable into that centeredness and don't go into that judgmental mode? How do you do your judgmental detox on a daily basis if it happens on a regular basis? How do you do it? Share your tips and tricks here. It will really help others in their spiritual journey. Thank you so much, and wishing you a lovely day.